I think you guys can probably do the rest of these. Let's do one more trapezoid because that is the one that gets people sometimes. So why don't you try number 8? Go ahead and pause your screen, and then you will come back and we will finish the problem. Okay, so pause your screen. Try number 8. All right, here we are. Trapezoid. Here's our two bases. Here's our height. Formula, 1/2 times the sum of the two bases, 4 plus 10, times the height of 6. That's what you should have written down. Go ahead and do the addition. 1/2 times 14. Half of 14 is 7. Multiplied by the 6 equals 42 square centimeters. Okay, hopefully you got that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at a different worksheet. All right, look at this one. These are all what's called isosceles triangles. And so that means they can be cut down the middle and they'll be symmetrical on both sides. Okay, so if you take a look at all these triangles, they are the same on the right side as they are the left. And so what we may be able to see there is that each of these isosceles triangles can be turned into 2 right triangles. Okay, so take a look at number 1. You want to write that down. We're being asked to find the area of this triangle. So we're actually going to use our Pythagorean theorem skills here. Okay, not drawn quite the best, but so what we can see is this overall length is 6, and we know these two outside edges are 8. But if you look at the formula for area of a triangle, it's equal to 1/2 base times height. And so here's the 90-degree angle, here's our base. That means this is our height, and we don't have that information. But what we know is since it's an isosceles triangle and it can be cut right down the middle, we can focus on just half of it. So let's just look at this bottom part, which would be a right triangle, okay? And so what we need to see is that if the full side is 6, then in this right triangle, this part of it would be 3, okay? We don't know this. We know this is 8. So go back to Pythagorean theorem. It's a right triangle. We know 2 sides. So ask yourself, which 2 sides do we know? Do we know both of the legs, or are we missing a leg? Remember, the legs make the right angle, so we're missing a leg. In case you forgot, there's Pythagorean theorem. Plug it in. We have one leg. We don't have the other, so I'm going to keep that as b squared. The c is always across from the right angle. Okay, so here's Pythagorean theorem set up. start to work it out. Get B alone. B squared equals 55. Last step is always square root. So let's look at what the square root of 55 is. 7.416. We'll just call it 7.4. Okay, so what we just figured out is that this is 7.4, which we can now use as the height of the overall triangle, because really what we're being asked to find is the overall area of the isosceles triangle. Here's our formula. 1/2 base times height. Base is, so 1/2. Base is 6. Height, we just figured out is 7.4. 1/2 times 6 is 3. Times 7.4. I could probably do that in my head, but I'm getting towards the end of the day and my brain doesn't want to do it. All right, so 22.2. So answer to number 1, area is equal to 22.2 square centimeters. Okay. So this particular packet or worksheet is probably going to be good for you to do. They're all the same, so you're going to do the same thing for each one of them. And this does have answers. Here it is, 22.25. I said 22.2, but you can check your answers. This area packet here is pretty good. Let's look at some of these problems. It's like the first page, parallelogram, triangle, trapezoid, another parallelogram, trapezoid. Same stuff here. Let's look at 12. Okay. So go ahead and try and do number 12, which first means you have to identify what kind of shape it is. So go ahead and pause this, see if you can figure out what shape it is, and find the formula and work it through, okay? And then come back when you're done. Okay, so identify the shape. It is a trapezoid. These two sides are parallel. These two sides are not. That makes it a trapezoid. So area of a trapezoid, 1/2 times the sum of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Okay, now I picked this particular one because there are 4 numbers here given to us, and we only need 3: base 1, base 2, and height. So I think you should be able to figure out which ones are which, but this is a good test for you. Did you use the correct ones? There's one up here that we're not going to use, okay? So if you remember, your base 1 and your base 2 are those parallel lines. So bring down your 1/2, 11 plus 7. Now, if you remember, the way we find our height is we're looking for a 90-degree angle with the base. The base and the height are at 90. I see a 90 here. This is a base, so this must be my height. Do the math. 11 plus 7 is 18. I'm going to do 1/2 of 18 is 9 times 13. I think I can probably do that one in my head. 9 times 10 is 90. 9 times 3 is 27. 90 and 27 is 117. square centimeters. Okay. I don't know if there's answers to this or not. Don't get fooled by ones like number 13. This looks like this is not part of the triangle, which really it's not, but they have to give us the height at a 90-degree angle with the base. So it's no different than the ones we were doing before. You can skip 15, that's called a rhombus. We're not worried about doing rhombuses. Yeah, on this particular worksheet, the answers are at the bottom again. There's gonna be some that are incorrect down there, but you should find your answer if you found the right one. 19, a lot like that last worksheet. You're gonna have to use Pythagorean theorem to get the heights. Let me zoom out here. Don't worry about 24. Again, that's a rhombus. Let's take a look at 27. I know we did some circles, but I want to try this one. Okay, go ahead and try number 27 quickly, or I'm going to try and do it quickly. You want to pause your screen, then come back. Okay, so I'm wondering if you picked up on this one. If you look at the formula for a circle, we need pi r squared. Pi is pi, so that's not hard. That means the only thing you need for a circle to find the area is the radius. 34 is not the radius. So what we have to do is that represents the entire distance. That's the diameter. So we have to cut it in half to get the radius. So the radius would be a 17. Pi times 17 squared, which equals 907.9 square inches. 907.9 square inches. Let's go back to the worksheet, should be at the bottom. (907). Oh, not down there. Make sure I'm on the right page. Okay. I don't see it down there, sorry. This work, I didn't make the worksheet. Should be down there though. And we have some word problems, which is good. Let's take a look at one of these. This is a good practice for your algebra because, for instance, number 34 starts with the area and we have to work our way backwards to find the height. Okay, so number 34 says the area of a triangle is 32 square centimeters. The base is 6 centimeters long. Find the height of the triangle. Okay, so area is 32. It's a triangle. Base is 6. So once you see what I've done here, first off, it's a triangle, so I went and found the formula for a triangle, and then I took the information it gave me and plugged it in to the formula. It gave me the area, so I'm going to put the 32 where the area is. All the others we've been solving for the area, so we've been working out the formula, but that's not always going to be the case. We may start with the area in mind and work our way backwards. They also told us that the base, the B, is 6, so I put a 6 for the B. What we're looking for is the height, so I left that as a H. Now we do the algebra, okay? So bring down my 32. 1/2 times 6 is 3. Bring down your H. So 3H is equal to 32. trying to get h alone. I want to undo what I see. This means multiply, so I'm going to undo it with division. 3 divided by 3 brings it down to 1h. Keep it balanced. That's going to equal 10.67. 10.67. Let's check that answer. 10.67 at the bottom. Okay, they have it as 10.7, so that works. All right, so I like these problems here on page 9, where they're having you kind of work backwards instead of finding the area. They're giving you the area and asking you for part of the problem. Okay, so that's a pretty good worksheet. Here's another one for area of triangles. I think you've got that, which means really we've went through them all. I feel like I've talked a long time. I should probably wrap it up. Again, if you have individual questions, let me know. I can work it out on the board and send it to you as I kind of talk you through it or whatever. So area is a way to measure two-dimensional space. The way you measure it depends on what the formula is, what the shape is. And so that's really the first thing you got to do. Figure out what shape you're looking at, find the formula, go from there. Okay? So good luck, and let me know if you need help. We're going to move on to volume next, which is really just one more step to area. All right? Hope that makes sense, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.